Hello, and welcome back to Diecast Graveyard. My name is Paul, and I truly appreciate you being here today. Today we've got an original Sweet 16 Ford J car. Now this car, although it is one of the original Sweet 16, was not one of the more popular cars. It was actually designed after a real race car, and this car is going to be a lot of fun to restore. So sit back and relax, grab your favorite adult beverage, and join in today as we restore this original Sweet 16 Hot Wheels J car. Let's get started with today's build.
It's time to start the autopsy.
I've already got the post drilled out, so let's take a look at what we got here. Here's the body. Now this car has small posts in it, so we're going to use 1/16 inch drill bit to go ahead and drill these posts out. At least the hood, or the hood on the back, is in great shape and it works. So we'll get that cleaned up. Here's the base. Got a lot of boogers in there, so we're going to have to clean that up. Now this one also used the medium wheels, so we're going to have to replace all those for sure. Here's the interior and the windshield. We're going to do our best to clean that up. And again, all kinds of boogers in there, so we'll clean that up. Let's continue.
Meanwhile, back in the graveyard.
Here we've got the citrus strip, and we're going to put it on the body to go ahead and remove that. And I might as well just go ahead and throw it in there. Get it coated really well inside and out. That way there, if you decide to change the color of the car, you'll have everything taken care of. Get it coated really well, and then set it somewhere where you can take an eye on it and see how it's doing. So when the paint is peeled off, you can go ahead and continue. Here we've got it all cleaned up and polished, and I use the flits to clean it up. And we're going to paint it up with Spectre Flame Magenta. I love this color, and it's going to turn out fantastic. Check out what the Redline shop has to offer as far as your Spectre Flame paints, and you can get a really good assortment of paints there. Great stuff. Ask John and let him know the Diecast Graveyard sent you. Make sure you get very, very light mist coats for the first few coats, and then you can come back in later with a saturation coat and give it a really nice coat, and you'll have to let it dry just a little bit in between, about 15 minutes in between, to get a really great shiny finish. And if you do it right, you won't have to clear coat it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on that little bell in order to be alerted to any future videos that come out. And if you're getting anything out of these videos, please hit the like button, mash that subscribe button, and let me know that I'm putting out great videos for you. This is going to turn out fantastic when it's done. But again, the secret to this is light mist coats and then that heavy saturation coat at the end. And when you get to the proper color you want, go ahead and stop, because the more color you put on, the darker the finish is going to be. This is looking really nice. I've been airbrushing approximately 40 years. So if I tell you something on airbrushes here, folks, please listen to me. I'm not going to steer you wrong. Man, this is looking good. All right, we're going to put that in the drying box so the dust doesn't get to it, and we'll let it set overnight to make sure it hardens properly. Let's move on.
Meanwhile, back in the graveyard.
I cleaned up the windshield and polished it up. Now we're going to use the gauzy. Now whether you're using gauzy or future floor finish or pledge revive or whatever, go ahead and dip it in there, and don't shake it up too much because you'll get a bunch of bubbles in there, and they will show up on your glass. There we go. Grab your windshield, get it coated really well, shake off the excess, and then wick away off the additional excess. And make sure you put your cap back on because you will spill it. Set that in some type of container so you don't get any dust on it. Now, we had a piece on there. We're going to have to dip it again. Here we go. We dipped it again. Got the excess wicked away. And put the cap back on there to make sure that the dust doesn't get on there. And again, make sure you seal up your gauzy or whatever you're using because you will spill it, I promise you. Now we're going to clean off the tarnish off the base. I've got a mixture of CLR and water here. You can use lime away, etc. 50-50 mixture. 50% water, 50% lime away. Put that in there and let it set. And that'll work out great. After letting it sit approximately 2.5 to 3 minutes, you want to check it because if you leave it in there too long, it's going to make your base black, which is really going to be hard to clean up. Get you a wire brush, scrub away on it, get rid of the additional tarnish or whatever's left. And then if you want to, go ahead and polish it up with some flits and make it nice and shiny. And make sure you're wearing your proper safety gear. And I mean safety gear. Put on your glasses, use your gloves, etc. Now, technically, I should be wearing an additional glove on my other hand, but old habits for me are hard to break. Don't do as I do, do as I say. Clean it off really good with soapy water, and that'll be ready to go. Here we're going to change out the wheels. And again, there's 4 medium Redline wheels on there, and I got these from the Redline shop. Also, save all my old tires because eventually somebody's going to want them. Check out the Redline shop at www.redlineshop.com where Redlines come to life. Great products there. Alright, let's go ahead and pop those wheels off. Put a finger or thumb on either side of your wheel and push it off. Now it gives it any resistance, or if it's too sloppy, don't do it. Now some people ask me about the different colored bearings on the car. Honestly, it just depends on who had the contract for Mattel. Sometimes you'll see them in orange, sometimes you'll see them in white, sometimes you'll see them in gray. But it doesn't matter, they all work great. And there's today's tip from your Uncle Paulie. Once you get those off, here we're going to put 4 brand new medium meats on there. There you go. Now, good wheels will definitely make or break a casting. So this is why I replace all the wheels on my restorations. If you're interested in getting a bunch of old, original Hot Wheels wheels, they're worn out or whatever, but I got them, cap style and bearing style, get a hold of me. I've got a bunch, and we'll work out a deal. Put your wrench in there, push it on with your thumb. Make sure you don't bend it. Of course, we're going to have to straighten out some of these. Sometimes you might not be able to get that wrench in there. And if you can't, then just push down there as best you can. Just be careful you don't bend it because you can break the axle bearing and the wire axle. Now, no matter what you do, some of these are going to be sloppy because they're old and they're over 50 years that they've been played with. Now you can straighten them out if you wish, or you can use the wrench. Man, that looks great. That's going to be really sweet. Check out the Redline shop. Let's move on. And here we've got all the pieces. We got the body. That turned out excellent with that Spectre Flame Magenta, and we detailed up the lights, etc. Here's the base, all cleaned up, polished up, brand new tires. That looks great. Here's the interior, all cleaned up with soap and water. And here's the glass. That looks fantastic too. Now there are some scratches, but I wanted to use the original. Let's put everything together and give my creation life.
Lies! Lies, do you hear me? Here's my creation! Lies!
And here's what we started with. An original Hot Wheels Sweet 16 Ford J car. And again, this was designed after a real race car. We took the car apart, we stripped off the paint, we cleaned it up, we cleaned out all the boogers out of the base and the interior, etc. Polished up the windshield, and I wanted to use the original. There wasn't any cracks in it, but you could only sand it so much. But we did all that, got a beautiful paint job on there with Spectre Flame paint from the Redline shop, and everything turned out absolutely beautiful. And as I say all the time, folks, you can do this too. Put in the time, put in the effort, learn your trade. This is a lot of fun, and this is definitely my happy place. Lately, I've been doing a lot of work at my new job, selling Toyotas at my local dealership, and I absolutely love that too, but that's what pays the bills. We'll have a live broadcast coming up here in the very near future, and we're going to have a lot of fun with that, but we'll get to that very, very soon. And here's the result. Look at how beautiful this car turned out. I had such a great time with this car. It's absolutely amazing. Like I said, folks, you can do this too. Get yourself some main lines, practice on those, and then eventually, if you want to work your way up to the red lines, it'll take some time and a lot of patience, but you can definitely do that. And I'd rather have a car restored like this to go in my collection than have one of those, what they call filler cars, all right? If you got anything out of this video whatsoever, please hit the like button, mash that subscribe button. You're really helping me out by doing that. And I truly appreciate you watching my videos and subscribing and having a lot of fun. If you got any questions, please put it in the comments and I'll definitely do my best to answer everything you got. But this was a great time. Thanks again for joining me on Diecast Graveyard. I love doing these videos for you folks, and I can't thank you enough. Have a wonderful day, have a wonderful week and month, and we'll get new videos to you as soon as we possibly can. Take care, have a great day, and cheers.